With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic, real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, once again, race fans, here to the Turn 3 Racing Network tonight. The Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series fires things off for race number 7 here in this 10-race regular season. Before we fire things off for that championship run, how you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from the trackside. Qualifying now underway. Track temperature cooling off just a little bit from what we've seen in happy hour, 102 degrees. So already that temperature beginning to fall as the air temperature begins to fall as well. Just 72 degrees, a little bit less wind here tonight than what we seen last night here with the Swift Motorsports Airs iRacing Paint Torque Menard Series. And well, will we see another hot and heavy battle at the end? Will we see another big one like we seen last night? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait to find out. And with 60 seconds already on the stopwatch, let's go ahead and throw that qualifying information over there to the left-hand side of your screen once we get it going. Tell you what, while we're at it, why don't we check out this driver right here, Lee Staples, out there on his qualifying lap. Staples very close to walking away with that race win last night. Unfortunately, fell short coming through the tri-oval and walked away with the second position last night. Will he be able to go to the top of the speed charts here in qualifying? Will he be able to take the checkered flag? Gonna run 10 more laps than what they ran last night. We'll see what these Performance Truck Series drivers got in store. And as the music begins to fade, we can hear that engine a little bit more. Tell you what, Lee Staples going to go across the speed charts. First time lap there, 5th on the timing and scoring. Why don't we ride a lap here? I do believe yes, we do. We do have that onboard camera. Let's see what it looks like from inside the car here. Right around the track on his qualifying lap, you can see Staples has that left side right up against that double yellow line. That is absolutely your best friend during the race, especially here in qualifying as well. Shortest distance around the track will be the fastest distance. We'll have to wait to see how much pace Staples can pick up here in his 5 machine. Tommy Holt gonna go top of the speed charts with just about 2 minutes remaining here in qualifying. Holt with a quick time, 55.98. Staples gonna cross the line right there. Let's see where he goes. Well, cross the line right there you go. Staples gonna come across the line, jump inside the top 5, but only good enough for 4th. Now gonna get knocked back to that 5th spot. We've got 14 drivers on the speed charts, 3 race winners already inside some qualified positions. Looks like John McMillan Jr. as well as Rhett Tucker, last week's race winner at Kentucky Speedway. Looks like those 2 drivers yet to hit the track. Well, we've got 5th and 6th on track right now in their qualifying spots. Adam Pettit, Lee Staples, or Michael Madden and Adam Pettit, I should say, right there near the top of the speed charts. And you know, you can rest assured about Adam Pettit. You know, looking at the stats this season, season number 3 here for Swift Motorsports Performance Truck Series, that, you know, Pettit's only missed 1 race this season, 6 in the bag. And, well, he's got a top 5 in all 5 of the races that he's shown up. That's right, a top 5 out of the 6 races in the books so far this season. With just about 60 seconds left, he's not going to be very far away from a top 5 when we get things set and ready to roll here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. Doesn't look like anybody else is going to have a shot to take Tommy Holt off the top of the speed chart. So quick time here in qualifying for Holt. That's going to be a 55.98. And we're going to step away from the track for just a brief moment. Get in a quick commercial break, then head trackside for the national anthem. So don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Back trackside as the drivers begin to make their way through final pre-race inspection here at Talladega Super Speedway. That's going to give us just a moment to run down tonight's championship standings coming into race number 7 out of this 15-race season, 5 chase races. So drivers right there at the cusp of having to make it or break it, basically, to have a chance for the championship coming in. Kevin Haas leads everybody by 6 points. Adam Pettit right there, solid 5 top fives for Pettit, and he's got 2 race wins to his name. Lee Staples right there in the 5 machine. He's just 16 points out of that top spot, so Staples with a great consistent run so far this season as well. Sean Kozier, Alan Young, how about that? Top 5 for him. Little John McMillan Jr. sits 6. Greg Olenek, Stephen Ayers Jr., and Rhett Tucker, Jeff Snyder round out the top 10 here. Snyder right there in a very close points battle with Tommy Holton. Jeff Glockner. Glockner has been to victory lane. Can he get back to victory lane at another restrictor plate track? Have to wait to see how it all shakes out, how it all runs down here tonight. I do believe that is where Glockner took that first race win of the season, was at Daytona International Super Speedway. We'll have to wait to see if that holds true here. So it looks like there's just a handful of drivers still lined up down there in tech trying to make their way through. We'll give them just a moment to get themselves through. Looks like there's about, I do believe, 2 or 3 drivers that are still yet to get through that pre-race technical inspection to get ready for tonight's race. Man, I tell you what, race fans, we seen a great race last night that watched Donald Bennett take the top spot in the final few yards, really, away from Lee Staples, and David Cameron walked away with a podium position as well here tonight. Will we see a big shakeup once again here at Talladega Super Speedway? We'll have to wait to see 75 laps to find out. And we're going to find out here momentarily. As you can hear those familiar bells ringing in the background, it's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup for race number 7 here in Swift Motorsports Performance Truck Series. Starting inside row number 1, your pole sitter, the 7 of Tommy Holt. Just to his outside, the 16 of Sean Kozier. Row number 2 here tonight, the 29 of Jeff Snyder, followed by the 98 of Hunter Corrier. Kevin Haas, Michael Madden back in row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, the fast 58 of Adam Pettit, followed by the 5 of Lee Staples. Alan Young in the 24 of Jeff Gluckner gonna round out your top 10. David Cameron, John Herzig back in row number 6. Row 7 here tonight, Jonathan Holston and Darren Clement. Back rounding out the top 15, the 28 of Ron Schutte, followed by the 49 of Austin Alberton. Big Mac John McMillan Sr. gonna put the 51 machine in that 17th starting spot with Brett Tucker in the 99 just to his outside. Justin Gann up in race control, so it looks like John McMillan Jr. Little John gonna start back there in the 19th spot. John Peel gonna take over that 21st starting position in the 77 machine. The 78 of Greg Olenek gonna line up 21st. 22nd here tonight. Things get a little bit out of whack. Eric Talent, Brian Jablonski right beside him. Gary Wells, your other race control and admin tonight. He's up in the booth with Justin Gann, Nathan Rogie, and Jeffrey Green gonna round out this 25-car field here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Field works their way through turns 3 and 4, and they're gonna get set to fire things off for the first time here tonight. Can't wait for it. Here we go. Restrictor plate racing at its best right here in Swift Motorsports Performance Truck Series. Double file to the line. The boss man upstate out with the flag in hand. We're ready to drop it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Here we go. Green flag racing for the first time here tonight at Talladega Super Speedway. A little bit of a delayed wee, huh? Well, dropping down to the bottom already, you can see, I believe that was that 98 of Hunter Courier. Yes, it was. He bailed from the top lane fast here tonight. That's going to leave Sean Kozier and the 20 of Michael Madden out there on that outside lane. Tommy Holt, your race leader, going to continue to lead this field. And last night, we had 23 different lead changes. Will we have that many tonight? 7 different race leaders. We'll see how these Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series drivers fare throughout the rest of this evening. Still very early, and a big wiggle at the front on that outside lane. 16 was all sorts of out of shape. Most of the field is single file down there on that bottom lane. Just a handful of trucks out there trying to make that outside lane work, and more bailing from the high side and dropping to the bottom. The 5 of Lee Staples has the 24 of Jeff Glockner still out there on the outside lane trying to make it work with him. And you know what? Big moment here. Looks like the 20 of Michael Madden, he's going to go to the back. Can't quite make out who that is dropping to the back with him. I believe that may be the 58 of Adam Pettit moving to the rear of the field with Michael Madden. And yes, it is. Those two drivers saying they've had enough, seen enough. They're heading to the back for just a little while. Going to try to play it safe, but Pettit better watch out and not lose that draft. Gonna have some crazy racing action all over. Now 3 trucks lined up on that outside lane as the 12 and the 05 try to get up there, join the party, make it a 5-car train on the outside. The numbers belong to that inside lane. The momentum is definitely down there. It's gonna take a lot of work for these drivers on the high side to get up there and make those passes, but with the big push down the backstretch, it can happen, and it can happen quick. Ooh, a little bit out of shape there was the 73 behind the 24 of Glockner. He's going to slot back in line. They'll stay double file trying to make that outside lane work. Starting to see a few drivers flirt with disaster, losing that lead draft. Looks like Greg Olenek there. You can see him. He's in the 78 machine. Michael Madden, Adam Pettit, just about a second back behind them. The 20 and the 58 working together. They dropped down below that double yellow line and went to the back, and whoa, here goes the 32. He's had enough. Looks like he's going to go ahead and come to pit road as well. Well, not to pit road, but he's going to go to the back of the field here. Maybe getting that engine a little bit too hot, and Gluckner's had enough of the high side. He's going to drop to the bottom as Hunter Courier and Alan Young, I believe that is in the 86 machine, jump to the high side. They're going to try to make that work for them. They'll take control over that line as Glockner left Lee Staples. That opened the door for the 98 and for, I believe that's the 88 actually, the Budweiser 88 Chevy Silverado, 88 Ford Mustang. I now call it a Chevy Silverado, and there ain't a Chevy one in your top 5. Lap number 5 now underway, and it looks like the field beginning to get a little bit calmer. Drivers looking like they're starting to become a little bit more content with the running order, and just as I say, that big push on the outside brings that 98 Toyota Tundra up towards the front of the field. He's going to battle the blue ovals lined up nose to tail on the bottom of the track. You've got 3 Fords all in a row, all trying to push each other, all trying to get themselves to a better position, trying to make that inside lane work a little bit better. You got to go all the way back. 4th truck in line to find your highest running bow tie out there. It's a tough run for those Chevys. Lee Staples, Alan Young, Jonathan Holston, Jeff Glockner, they're all packed up with each other. So it does indeed look like a manufacturer show. And well, those Tundras, they're a little bit outnumbered. Just 3 Toyota machines out there in the field, and it looks like Hunter Courier finally gets that push, and he's going to drop to the bottom. Can he lead this lap and give us our first official lead change of the night? Oh, the 7 of Tommy Holt jumps to the outside. He's going to try to get a run, try to take that lap back, and no. The 98's going to steal that lap lead, so that's going to give us our second different race leader of the night. Oh, my God! The 5 goes flipping Lee Staples. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Ooh, we thought the 28 went for a ride last night. We thought Kevin Burrows went for a ride. Oh, my gosh. You haven't seen nothing yet. We got to watch this back. Take it back here. Oh, and there it is. Contact between. Can't quite make that out. I believe that the 10 of David Cameron was right there at it. We'll take a look one more time. See if we can't see who that is. And it looks like that is the 88 involved in this one. So we'll take an advantage point from him. See if we can't get that queued up, dialed up, and dialed in for you. Looks like we do have it. So we'll go back, take a look at it one more time. Oh, the 88, yeah, just into the side of the 29, and that spells trouble for Staples and a lot of drivers. But how about a lot of this field checking up, stacking up, making their way through all the carnage and chaos? We'll take one more look high above with one of the turn 3 drone cams there. You can see that, oh my gosh, and Lee Staples never flipped, but man, he did about a 7,000 or something like that. I don't know. Tony Hawk's going to have to get with him on that one. He stuck the landing, but not the way you want to. Lee Staples in trouble here tonight. And there you can see that 5 machine beaten, battered, wounded down there on pit road. Nobody at the front of this field electing to come down for fuel and tires just yet. Caution coming out on lap number 7 out of the 75 scheduled here tonight. Field working their way back to the front stretch to begin lap number 9. We'll see if anybody goes to pit road this time by, and it looks like we have some drivers, and yeah, most of the field does look like they are going to come to pit road this time by. Jeff Snyder, Lee Staples, Jonathan Holston already on pit road trying to fix up their beaten and damaged machines. 29 hard impact with that outside wall after contact from the 88 of Kevin Haas. And Jonathan Holston just kind of innocent bystander, nowhere to go for him. Whew. That was, I want to say it was a big one, but I don't know. We still got a lot of trucks out here. And, well, if it happens again at the front of the field, it very well could take 5-10 drivers out in just a blink of an eye. It is restrictor plate racing. It is breakneck speeds with breakneck consequences at times. Hunter Courier going to take the top spot coming off of pit road. He'll keep the race lead for this restart here. Going to be interesting to see if he takes that outside lane or inside lane. We haven't seen any drivers take the outside lane on restart so far this week here at Talladega Superspeedway. And I'm not quite sure if any lane really has a true advantage with a restart here at a restrictor plate race, because the drivers in the draft are just going to be right there no matter what, really. Sure, you can get on the gas and get a little bit of a jump, but you don't want to really get too far out there. You're just going to get eaten alive if you do. So not really sure if lane choice is really too particular on having a successful run. Now, I mean, maybe if you're back there in the pack, maybe that inside lane you've noticed getting going a little bit more. Maybe that should help you out. Maybe you play a little games on pit road. If you're back outside of that top 10, you know, maybe you play some games there, but I don't believe lane choice going to be too critical here tonight. Long way to go, though. Still over 65 laps remaining in tonight's race here at Talladega Superspeedway. We've had a little big one, collecting a handful of drivers. 6-7 drivers actually caught up and involved with it. Looks like 4 drivers with an extended stay on pit road. David Cameron, after being in his box for quite some time, he's going to come back out on the track, trying to get that truck back up to speed. Stephen Ayers Jr. also caught up involved. He's got his truck back out on the track. Snyder, Holston, and Staples still in the box, still trying to beat, bang, batter, or not batter, try to unbatter, massage the machine in the sheet metal. They're going to have to fabricate a little bit more than just some sheet metal. Looks like a whole front clip needed out there for at least one of the drivers. And, you know, where do you go from here? If you are one of those 3 drivers caught up and involved very early here tonight, we're going to look at the point standing situation here. Lee Staples sitting in a solid 3rd place, 16 points out from the overall points lead. He can somewhat afford to have a bad night here at Talladega Superspeedway, but take a driver like maybe Jonathan Holston, who's not inside of your top 10, who's kind of on the outside looking in at those chase positions. He needed a solid night here tonight, because we've got just tonight Iowa and Charlotte before we start the chase. So I mean, he's got to have some great finishes here, and unfortunately, contact early gonna put a damper on his night. The 73 machine still on pit road. Jeff Snyder, he was one of those drivers, the 29 machine caught up involved. He's one of the drivers that is on that bubble, if you will. Sitting right there 10th in the overall point standings. He needed to have a pretty decent night here tonight, and after that contact, chaos, and carnage, the 29 still stuck down on pit road trying to fix his Ford. It looks like he's going to lose a little bit of ground in the point standings. iRacing pace car lights are off. It'll make that left-hand turn this time by, and we'll get set to go back. Green flag racing this time by. Field makes their way through the tri-oval. Courier gets on the gas. Green flag flies once again here at Talladega Superspeedway. Long way around to get to that flag, as they started it just a little bit early. Tommy Holt gonna jump to the outside, trying to look to regain that race lead. Tommy Holt was your pole sitter, led the majority of those first 7 laps. I do believe it was about 5 of those 7 laps that he did lead, and now a big push out of that 86 of Alan Young's going to bring Tommy Holt back to the top of the charts. He's going to take or retake the race lead. Not going to be an official lead change, though. We're going to have a lead change anyway. Look at that 86 of Alan Young. Power around the outside with help from that 49 of Austin Alberton. Alberton, good solid run for him here tonight. He's up 13 positions from where he started tonight's race. Man, what a run by him, but he is now stuck on the outside all by himself. That's going to give us our third different race leader with 2 different lead changes here so far tonight. 2 official lead changes, I should say. We did have one there by Tommy Holt, but he was immediately passed by Alan Young. So at the line, officially scored. Just 2 lead changes amongst 3 different leaders. Will stay stacked up at the front of the field, as now on that outside lane, the 49 is all alone, and he is dropping like a rock. Oh, and looks like Tommy Holt, he's going to drop back to the rear of the field. Holt going backwards. Oh, no, maybe a black flag penalty. Tommy Holt has to come to pit road. 3 wide at the front of this field for the race lead. Darren Clement, Alan Young, and Austin Alberton going to go at it. Now they'll go at it for second position, as Alan Young going to take control of the race. Going to try to walk away there. You can see that 99 of Rhett Tucker. He's trying to get his Ford F-150 a little bit closer to the front of this field, mix it up, maybe battle for the race lead. He's going to, I believe that is Nathan Rogie in the 87 right behind him. And yes, it is John Peel in that patriotic 77 machine. Third truck in line right there with that trio. You got the Mac Attack right behind them. Big Mac leading John Jr. stacked up right there, 11th and 12th on the speedway. Jonathan Herdzik, Brian Jablonski, and Adam Pettit round out your top 15. Darren Clements had enough of the single file. He looks to take advantage of the run on the high side. Not going to get there just yet. Looks like he's going to lose a little bit of ground. Jeff Gluckner jumping to the outside, trying to take advantage of the run being had by Clement, and that's going to come to a stall. The 49 peeks out of line now. What a mix-up up here at the front of this field. Man, I'm telling you, drivers going at it, mixing it up left and right, switching, swapping positions. The only 2 that have remained the same is those top 2, the 86 and the 98 of Hunter Courier. They stay lined up, tucked up, nose to tail. Back out of turn number 4, they'll come across the line to begin lap number 15 out of the 75 scheduled here tonight in Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Back across the line once again, the 86 still with that race lead, and it looks like we're starting to really see 2 packs develop. We're going to take a look back here. There you can see that 51 of John McMillan Sr. He's got a little bit of a gap back to the 49 of Austin Alberton, who was just up there trying to take the race lead. As you saw Darren Clement in the 32 Busch Ford F-150 look to the outside. We'll have to wait to see if that run has any steam in it or not. 2 trucks trying to make it work. Not going to happen up there. But it looks like from here on back, just outside of your top 10, the Mac Attack, Herdzik, Jablonski, Pettit, Olenek, Madden, they're all kind of cool, willing to hang out right here towards the rear of this field, trying to play it safe. Still a very, very long way to go. 60 laps remain here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. These drivers going to have to, lay it all out on the line. Alan Young sitting 5th in the point standings, 25 points back from Kevin Haas. If he were to win tonight's race, well, that should leapfrog him pretty much to the top of those point standings. As we're looking around, where is Kevin Haas? And well, he's back on the pit road. Tough break for him. being scored multiple laps down at this point. Back in that 21st position, David Cameron, Jonathan Holston, Stephen Ayers Jr., Jeff Snyder, Lee Staples, all back there with some trouble here tonight, all still trying to fix their machines. And it looks like we do have 2 drivers out of the race here tonight. Damage too much for that 73 of Holston, and too much for the 10 of David Cameron. Cameron not going to be able to repeat last night's podium finish here tonight in the Truck Series. We'll look around the track just a little bit further up through this field. 6th, 7th on the speedway. Rhett Tucker, Nathan Rogie just behind that 24 of Jeff Glockner, as the field looks like they're really starting to go that single file. You really only got about 1 truck out there on that outside lane, and it is a lonely world out there for Darren Clement, trying to make it work in that Busch Light Ford F-150. I just love doing that. That's why I like talking about Darren. I get to do that every time. I'm just kidding. 77 of John Peel has Eric Talon right behind him. That 05 sporting that Toyota Tundra. Basically just a plain Jane black and green paint scheme for that 05. Looks like he's still working on some sponsors for the wrap on that truck. We'll have to see about that, see if we can get some comments from the team. Just Toyota Racing right there. TRD with a little bit of damage on the driver's side, caught up and involved on that lap 7 caution, our first and only caution of the night. 2 cautions last night, 1 in the bag already tonight. Will we see a long green flag run, or will we see these drivers have to come to pit road under caution one more time? Still a long way to go, long night to find out. We'll check out the front of the field one more time. Alan Young leads this long train of single file cars, and there you can see already back markers up in the windshields of a lot of these drivers, and those are a lot of the drivers caught up and involved. Heavy damage on their trucks with that lap 7 incident. And unfortunately, they're just kind of sitting ducks out there, still trying to make as many laps as they can, trying to collect, salvage any points that they can. Damage control underway for multiple drivers here tonight. Coming right at you. Crossing the line right here, Talladega Superspeedway, lap number 20 out of the 75 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. Now underway. Tell you what, why don't we jump back through the pack just a little bit. Nathan Rogie sitting just outside of your top 5. We've got an onboard camera with him. What do you say we go inside, or overhead, I should say, with Nathan Rogie in that 87, tucked in line right behind Rhett Tucker. And there you go. There it is, race fans. That's where it is. Onboard camera shot. Nathan Rogie looking to the outside, trying to get a little bit of air on his truck. Got to be careful opening the door. We seen a driver open a door last night, and unfortunately, somebody walked right through it. Still a long way to go before we may see that really happen here tonight. Nice smooth pull on the wheel. You don't see a line or any right side correction, but just listen to that fuel. You can hear him having to feather, get out of that gas to try to keep off of the driver in front of him. As we jump back outside the truck to one of our turn 3 drone cams, field off of turn number 4. They'll head back through the tri-oval this time around. 99 of Rhett Tucker still sits in that 5th position. Your biggest mover of the race so far now, though, is that 87 on screen. Nathan Rogie up 20 positions from where he started, all the way outside of the top 25. He now sits in 6th. Fastest lap of the race last time around, 51.61, being held down by, well, that 51 of John McMillan Sr. He's leading that second pack of truck. He's got John Jr. right behind him. John Herdzik right there with Brian Jablonski, and they have caught this lead pack. They are back. And I'm telling you, they are fast right now. Gotta wonder if they're gonna pull the reins back a little bit, or if they're going to utilize this run to try to go to the front. Still early, but I don't know. I think I might want to try. I think I might want to make that attempt and kind of know what I know. Put that in the back pocket for a little bit later. And I know it looks like the Mac Attack gonna choose to pull back on the reins just a little bit and slow the roll. They'll stay right there tucked in line, still have a hold of the draft. Not gonna try it just yet. We'll stay single file at the bottom of the track. Nope. Darren Clement said, I've had it. He's gonna jump to the outside once again. He's gonna try to make up a few positions. Does anybody go with him? Check out Rhett Tucker. He said it's time to try it. I'll go with it. He's going to tuck in line behind that 32 of Darren Clement. What does Nathan Rogie do in that 87 truck? Does he stay tucked in line? Fifth truck down there on the bottom. We've got drivers bailing from the bottom. Here comes Jeff Gluckner. He's going to join a duo and make it a trio at the top. Now Darren Clement looking to try to take that race lead, and he has now got help. 86 of Alan Young still holding tight, holding strong down there on that inside lane. Double yellow line is your best friend here at Talladega Superspeedway, and a little bit of momentum lost on the outside as the 99 of Tucker, he dropped back to the inside, not wanting to give up too many spots. Going to gain one out of that exchange as he's going to make a pass on the 24 of Jeff Gluckner. Well, valiant effort to that 32. He wanted to try it. He wanted to see if anybody would go, but unfortunately the run kind of stalling out right there when he got to the second place truck. And if he's not careful, he's not going to have a spot to slot back down on that inside lane. And how about Rhett Tucker now? He was back fourth truck in line. He wants to jump out and try his hand at moving that outside lane to the front of this field. But right now, Alan Young, he is holding serve. And that Chevy Silverado, he's got a lot of hungry other drivers around him. Three Fords lined up with each other, trying to make it work. Oh, and how about that push on the outside by Darren Clement? He had that 99 all but clear of the inside lane. Not gonna have it. They're gonna drag race down the backstretch side by side for your top four positions. A little bit of advantage here on the outside lane. Big push out of Darren Clement all over that rear deck lid of the 99. Oh my gosh. Rhett Tucker, he's got, I swear, he has got nerves of steel. Because Darren Clement was pushing the absolute daylights out of that truck. Dude, we've got one. There it is. Look at that. Said we had one. You can't even see the hood of Darren Clement's Ford F-150. He is pushing Rhett Tucker that hard through the corners. My gosh. I'll tell you what, we'll look off of the gearbox. Let's see how close Clement gets here. Look, I can see every bit of heat mark when they were putting the wrap on that Ford F-150 right there. Stuart Haas on the driver's side right there and trying to close back in. You can see all of that grill opened up, trying to get all the air that they can to try to keep that Ford as cool as possible. And oh, inside lane gonna bail. They're gonna bail and come to pit road. That's gonna give us a new race leader here on lap number 27. That's going to be our third different lead change amongst 4 different leaders here tonight so far. And green flag pit stops now underway. The entire field coming to pit road. Your top 6 drivers, the only drivers that did not come to pit road, and it's a 2 separate 3 truck packs right here. Rhett Tucker, Darren Clement, Nathan Rogie, they're lined up with each other. Greg Olenek leads Michael Madden, Adam Pettit back there in that second, third truck pack. How are things going to shake out? When will the lead pack come? When will Olenek and his trio of Fords come down to pit road? We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see if it's a manufacturer fuel issue. Because looking down through that timing and scoring, it looks like the majority of the drivers that came to pit road were those Toyotas and those bow ties. Just as I say that, a trio of 4 drivers going to come to pit road this time by Adam Pettit, Michael Madden, Greg Olenek, all come to pit road. That's gonna mix things all sorts of up. Jeffrey Green got himself one. I do believe it is just 1 lap down now. Green falling to your race leader. And they're going to come to pit road this time. Your top 3 going to break off for pit road, and Jeffrey Green going to get himself back on to the lead lap. The 16 of Sean Kozier also on to pit road, just in front of your race leaders. He's trying to keep himself on the lead lap. We'll have to wait to see if that cycles through for him. Hunter Courier out here with a big run now. Austin Alberton. Great pit stop there by Alberton. Looks like a 2-tire stop for those 3 drivers right here as the 05 lined up with them tucked in behind. All 3 of those drivers on to pit road and out of their box in less than 9 seconds. And Darren Clement going to be in his box for 10 seconds. Rhett Tucker, Nathan Rogie, both 9-second stops. It's going to be close here. You know, I wonder just how close this is really going to get. Do any of these drivers try to jump out there and block that run? No. They're just going to try to stay tucked in line on that inside lane and try to get wound back up and get the momentum rolling and try to sniff a little bit of that draft off of that 05 if they can. Maybe pull him back just a little bit while pulling themselves a little bit closer to that front 3 drivers. Alan Young, John McMillan Jr., John Sr. right there packed up with each other. So we've got 3 packs of 3. About to have 1 big pack of 6. Hey, it's the first time I can say we got a 6-pack. And there's nothing wrong with it. Well, there's nothing wrong with it if you get a 6-pack anyway. So, I mean, hey, never mind. So it went better in my head before I said it, and then when I said it, it was like, yeah, you know, I daved it. Yes, sir. Top 6 truck drivers now, all single file down on that double yellow line. Well, Alan Young, John McMillan Jr., and John McMillan Sr. running 7th, 8th, 9th there. You can see them just off in the distance, off in the background. Will they have enough steam to propel themselves up and make this a 9-truck breakaway at the front of the field? Greg Olenek, Adam Pettit, Michael Madden, Jeff Gluckner, John Peel, Brian Jablonski, all over 12 seconds behind your race leaders. They're going to need a big swing on the pit stops. The next round of green flag pit stops, or they're going to need one of those pesky flags to fly here. And they're going to go 3 wide. Looks like Alan Young got John McMillan Sr. and Jr. up there, and he went to the top side, and Darren Clement said, I see ya. And I'm heading to the front myself, my man. He's going to look to take that top spot back away. Well, actually, I don't believe he's got it just yet. And there it is, right at the line. 5th different leader of the race with 5 different lead changes so far here tonight. How about that run? How about the spotter work and the driver work to get that pass accomplished? Darren Clement, seeing the run out of Alan Young, jumped to the outside, grabbed the draft, and utilized it to his advantage. He'll pull the 86 right along with him. Both of them a drop to the inside lane. They'll take control over the front of this 9 truck. A breakaway at the front of the field just as we knock on the door of the halfway point here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. If you haven't already, race fans, join us in the push to 2,000 subscribers right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And caution on the speedway. We're going to have to see what happened here. See if we can't see what happened. We'll take a look back. Oh, and there you see some contact and trouble back through the field. The 12 car involved. We'll take one more look at it. See if we can't get a better shot of this one. Don just catching it a little bit late there. You can see Herdzik and Gluckner caught up involved with something. Not quite sure what that was. We'll go back one more time right here. Oh, and Gluckner just misjudges it. Gets into the 12, and the 12, hard impact with the outside wall. John Herdzik, man. Oh, my gosh. The lap traffic 12. Ford F-150 with a little bit of damage after that one. That's going to bring the field back to a crawl, so we'll jump back to the front with your race leader. The 32 of Darren Clement has that Busch Light F-150 at the top of the speed charts. And with drivers coming to pit road about 10 laps ago, most of them just taking right side tires, this will open the door for them to possibly come down pit road and maybe take just left side tires and a splash of fuel to get themselves back to a full tank. Pit strategy could be a little bit all over the place. We'll have to wait and see what these drivers elect to do. Don't worry, race fans, though. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break. You won't miss anything as we go swift, side by side. In back trackside as promised, not missing any of the pit stop action or pace lap action. A little bit of jockeying of position there. No, I'm just joking. Drivers just getting to their starting spots, their restarting spots. Hunter Courier going to take control of the race once again. That's going to give us our 6 different lead change of the night. So these performance truck drivers working on and trying to catch that 23 different lead changes last night, set by the Butt Kicker Airs iRacing Paints Arkham Menard Series right here in Swift Motorsports. And well, we'll see how these drivers go at it the rest of the night. Hunter Courier going to bring the field back to the restart line. Wait for it. Pace car down and away on the gas early, and green flag gonna fly. Once again here at Talladega Super Speedway, drivers up through the gears. Big gaps through the tail end of this field. Looks like a lot of drivers caught sleeping here. And just past that halfway point, you gotta wonder if these drivers are still gonna be playing it safe somewhat towards the rear of this field. And Darren Clement, he's not having any of it. He's looking to go back to the top spot. He's gonna jump outside of the 98, pick up the 2 trucks that were on that run on the high side. Now Alan Young in the 86 gonna push the 32 of Darren Clement, and well, the 49 said, all right, then I'll drop back in line on the bottom. 4th truck in line, Alberton, with a great run so far here tonight. Rhett Tucker right there at the front of this field as well. Where's Nathan Rogie? That 87 truck, he's back in 7th, still up 19 positions from where he started tonight's race, tied with the biggest mover with that 05 of Eric Talent listed 4th on the speed charts. And Clement gonna take control over the race. Can he keep the race lead back to the line to give us our 7th different official lead change? Alan Young looking to surge on the outside. Big push by that 99 of Rhett Tucker. Nathan Rogie going to jump to the high side. 3 against 3. They're double file, 3 rows deep. A lot of racing room for 2 wide, 3 wide. We've even seen 4 wide already this week at Talladega Super Speedway here in race number 7. All the way across the board here for the Swift Motorsports umbrella of different series they have. Butt Kicker being a title sponsor in all 4 series. They've got the Airs iRacing Paints Arkham Menard Series, the Performance Truck Series, the Breezy Acres Dairy Farms Xfinity Series, and the Hyperdrive Racing Cup Series, and all of them lined up this week here at Talladega Super Speedway. And Darren Clement keeping that top spot. That's going to give us our 7th different lead change of the night. Outside run beginning to fade away, and it looks like Alan Young all alone on the high side. Everybody left him high and dry. And well, that 86 has been fast, so well, I can't necessarily blame these drivers. Anytime you have a chance to get one up on the competition, you know, why not? You know what I mean? And as we are just past that halfway point, why don't we get a little bit closer to the action? What do you say? Let's mute the mic. We're going to go with a little bit of Turn It Up. And how's that for some sights and sounds here from Talladega Superspeedway right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight's race number 7 has seen 2, 3. I've lost count. I do believe it is only 2 cautions being shown so far here tonight as drivers make their way around this 2.5-mile super speedway. And I'm telling you what, if you haven't been to Talladega Superspeedway, you absolutely got to get there. Racing is absolutely phenomenal in Talladega Boulevard. Ooh-wee. I'm telling you what, spring breaks ain't got nothing on Talladega Boulevard. It is an absolute party all weekend long in the infield. You got to put it on your bucket list. You got to get there. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. There you can see that damaged machine of Jeff Gluckner, the 24, struggling with some pace here after being involved in our latest race incident. Him and the 12 got together. Herzig a little bit, I don't want to say... Well, Gluckner's a little worse for the wear. Let's just put it that way. Small little skirmishes here and there at the front of the field. Every now and again, you do see a driver tuck out of line and try to go to the front. And oh, how about this? Darren Clement gonna give up that top spot, and he's gonna head towards the rear of this field. Hunter Courtier gonna take control over the race once again. That's going to give us our 8th different lead change of the night. And with drivers on to pit road just about 10 laps ago, are we seeing drivers begin to set up who they want to make a pit stop with? We've seen them come to pit road right at around that 20 to 22 lap mark on the fuel run. So could Alan Young and Darren Clement possibly be playing a little bit of a pit road games here, trying to get back to a good running partner for when they come down to pit road and set up their race strategy? Alan Young now stuck to the outside all alone. Nobody's jumping out there to help. Looks like most of the field up here at the front very content with running single file right now. And I mean, you've got first through, I believe it is 17th, still within 2.5 seconds of the race lead. So a very long train of cars, and if you get stuck on that outside lane, man, I'm telling you what, you could lose a lot of positions here. And I do believe we're going to see that begin to happen to that 86 of Alan Young, as he's now dropped from battling for the race lead back to the 3rd truck in line on the inside. There you can see the 29 machine back marker, wounded, beaten, damaged here tonight. The 29 of Jeff Snyder just trying to get any and all that he can here tonight. A handful of laps and he'll be able to catch up with David Cameron. And Ron Schutte in the 28 machine, who has had some electrical issues and had to pull to pit road. Stephen Ayers Jr. having a little bit of connection issues here and there. We'll keep our eye on that 31 as well. Nobody really making that jump to pit road just yet. Last time these drivers were on to pit road back at lap number 35, so right at 13 laps into this fuel run. Pace really hasn't fallen off for any of these drivers, and it looks like most of them under that caution flag did elect to take 4 tires. Race leader and Alan Young in the 86 stuck on the outside right here all alone. Those 2 drivers took just right sides in fuel. Darren Clement just right sides in fuel as well. And you gotta wonder, are any of these drivers gonna take fuel only? We haven't seen that strategy just yet, but they're gonna be very close to making this on just this one final green flag pit stop. If we get to that green flag pit stop, just about, I would say, right about 10 laps from now is when that fuel window really opens up. Right around that, I would say about 22 laps to go is when that is really going to open up for these drivers. So they got to make it to right around 53 to 54. So that's going to be about another 6 to 7 laps before they're going to be able to make it and stretch it on fuel. Looks like Alan Young's got a little bit of help. That 49 of Austin Albertson, he's had enough from running in the middle of the pack here. He's ran up near the front all race long. He's going to look to push that 86 now to the front and snatch a lap lead. And look at that push. Man, Albertson in that 49 is fast. And it looks like Alan Young wanting to drop down, but not wanting to leave that 49 after he helped him get to that top spot. That's going to be our 9th different lead change of the night amongst 5 different race leaders. And how about Albertson in that 49? He is just kind of stuck all alone now, but wait. Here comes the cavalry, the 32 of Darren Clement. He jumps to the outside. He's going to try to get up there and give that 49 a push. And no, Clement going to go right around. Clement going to put him 3 wide. Rhett Tucker drops all the way to the top of the speedway. Tries to pick up Darren Clement. Looks like Albertson falling back now. 3rd truck on the inside lane. Going to pull even with Eric Talent. As now the 2 trucks on the outside, they start to make a little bit of momentum, and Albertson drops back to at least 5th in line on that inside lane. And yes, 5th truck in line, inside lane. Now just 2 trucks up there on the high side trying to make it work. The 32 of Darren Clement trying to get back to the front of this field. Rhett Tucker right there in tow. 25 laps to go, halfway down the back stretch. Fuel window right there around the corner. When will we see our last round of green flag pit stops? The 77 of John Peel gets a little out of shape, goes up the track. Looks like he's going to need a little bit of air on the front end of his truck. He's going to drop a spot or 2 here as Adam Pettit going to get by. Rhett Tucker going to make up the 3rd spot. Jeff Snyder going to pass Lee Staples for 23rd position. And how about that run on the high side? Darren Clement clears. Rhett Tucker clears. They're going to drop to the bottom. Tucker goes first. Clement follows. That's going to be our 10th different lead change of the night. Things starting to get heated towards the front of this field. Drivers starting to mix it up, try to utilize the runs, try to see what they can get, see where they can go with the runs, try to time things out for a little bit later here tonight. And they're going to have to time their pit stops down to the 2nd. There you can see the 24 of Jeff Gluckner. He's going to pull the pit road this time around. Tommy Holt in the 7 machine brings his Ford F-150 to pit road, as well as does Stephen Ayers Jr. and Tommy Holt. Trouble here after walking away with the pole position. He's going to be listed 1 lap down. Gluckner going to fall 2 laps down. Stephen Ayers Jr. now listed on the cusp of being 10 laps down. With just about 20 laps remaining, a little bit of house cleaning in order here tonight. 25 drivers took to 26. I apologize. 26 drivers took to the starting grid here tonight, and we have still got 23 drivers out there on the track, so just 3 drivers out of tonight's race. Jonathan Holston, David Cameron, and I believe that is Ron Schutte in the 28 Toyota Tundra. He is also listed out of the race here tonight. Darren Clement, lonely drive to pit road. Only driver coming with him was the 77 of John Peel, and there was quite a gap between those 2 drivers when they did come to pit road. Clement may be in trouble. Rhett Tucker going to take control of the race. That's going to give us our 11th different race, our 11th different lead change of the race. Sorry, my tongue getting a little bit ahead of my brain. And how about the run by Michael Madden, man? I'll tell you what, this 20 truck, I was beginning to count him out there towards the beginning and middle portions of the race. He was way back through the running order, but now right here inside of the top 5 as more drivers come to pit road. Alan Young, Eric Talent, Hunter Corrier, Austin Albertson, both Big Mac and Little John come to pit road. Brian Jablonski, Herdzik, Jeffrey Green all come to pit road. That time by, that's going to leave 6 drivers out on the track. At the front of this field, Adam Pettit now goes around. How about that 58? He's going to take control of the race for the first time here tonight. That will give us 12 different lead changes amongst at least 6 different drivers. We'll go ahead and count that one because if Michael Madden gets it, it's still going to be the same difference. And how about the 78 of Greg Olenek and the Moo and Brew 78, man? Great run by him. That looks like Rhett Tucker, Nathan Rogie, they're going to head to pit road this time by, so that's going to leave us 4 drivers out on track. 4 drivers way ahead of the competition. Alan Young in the 86 machine, first driver back after his last green flag pit stop. Young sitting 36 seconds back. Oh, and outside wall contact. I believe that may have been Stephen Ayers Jr. Yes, it was some contact with the outside wall. There you can see that wounded 88 machine, the Budweiser Ford F-150 of Kevin Haas has seen some better days. Will your points leader remain your points leader after tonight's race and the rough go that he has had? And it looks like these top 4 drivers, they're going to go ahead and come to pit road this time by. We'll take a look back, getting up to speed off of pit road. There you can see Rhett Tucker, Nathan Rogie. They're still ahead of Alan Young, Eric Talent, Austin Alberton. Will they be able to keep themselves up there and in front? There's Rogie right now trying to stay in front of that 86. Tucker just off in front of them. No, here comes Eric Talent with a push from Austin Alberton. They're going to go around. They're going to take the top 2 spots. Oh my goodness. Still not a pass for the race lead just yet, but how about Alberton, man? Pushing Eric Talent to the front of this field and then getting a push from that 86 of Alan Young. And how about the run by Alberton, man? I tell you what. And this long string of trucks gonna just motor right on past that 78 without any problems. Greg Olenek gonna give up that top spot. That's gonna give us a new race leader. Once again, Austin Alberton gonna lead the field off of turn number 4 and head towards the start-finish line. Gotta wait till then to make it official. Looks like everybody gonna stay tucked in, so yes, that's going to give us our 7th different race leader with 13 different lead changes here tonight. 18 laps to go here at Talladega Superspeedway in the Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. There you can see also the information scrolling through on the ticker. Upcoming races here. We've got Iowa, Charlotte, and Pocono coming up the next 3 times you see the Swift Motorsports Performance Truck Series drivers hit the tracks, and the regular season beginning to wind down. It is going to be a great run to the chase, and I would imagine it is just going to get better from there. Alan Young going to take control over the race once again. That's going to give us 14 different lead changes here tonight. And how about Darren Clement? He's trying to make it work on that outside lane once again. He's got a little bit of help out there. Tommy Holt down a lap, but trying to make it back towards the front. See if he can get himself back on the lead lap the good old-fashioned way and not have to use that lucky dog. But he's praying for one of those as well, as long as he's not caught up and involved in it. Great run, great push by that 7 of Tommy Holt on the back end of the 32 of Darren Clement. They're going to make up a ton of ground on that high side as Clement now looks to take control of the race lead. Not quite going to get there just yet. And I'm telling you, things starting to heat up here at Talladega Super Speedway, crossing the line, and Alan Young barely keeps the lead of the race. Darren Clement going to be credited with it now. Alan Young going to fight back on the inside, though. They'll swap that position back one more time. And, you know, more surprisingly right now, race fans, with the field, whoa, Darren Clement gonna really take control of this race. He's gonna drop right down to the bottom and bring the lucky dog right down there with him. Tommy Holt dropped right to the bottom of the speedway. That's gonna give us 15 different lead changes here tonight. We're on our way. And as I was about to say, Adam Pettit has been on an absolute roll here so far this season. 6 races in the books here in season number 3 for the Swift MotorSports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Adam Pettit only able to make 5 starts. In all 5 of those starts, it has been a top 5, with 2 of them being race wins. When he unloads, he is always fast. He shows up to show out, but tonight, things not working well for the 58 Ford F-150 crew. He's back outside of your top 10, sitting in 13th, just over, I would say, right about a second and a half behind your race leader. So still very much up in the mix, but not quite where we're used to seeing him run. Driver's going to stay stacked up pretty much single file at the front of this field. Who's willing to jump out there and try to make a run towards the front? We've seen that 49 of Albertson make runs to the front before, as the 07 of Brian Jablonski, he's going to drop to the bottom of the speedway right in front of that 49 machine. And now drivers weaving, snaking their way towards the front of the speedway, back across the line. 13 laps now remaining here in race number 7 from season number 3 for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series. Will we see a new race winner? Only driver inside your top 10 to have visited victory lane so far this season, that 99 of Rhett Tucker. And he went to victory lane last week at Kentucky Speedway. Very different tracks, very different style of racing over the past, or the course of the next 3-4 weeks. Last week, Kentucky Speedway here, restrictor plate racing. We head to some good old Heartland short track racing next week at Iowa Speedway. Then off to the beast of the Southeast. That's right, gotta come to my hometown track, the Queen City, Charlotte Motor Speedway. Gonna put on quite a show here. That 1.5 mile track is absolutely amazing. Love it. I don't think there's very many races in the course of the past 8 to 10 years that I have missed. Absolutely love Charlotte Motor Speedway, but nonetheless, love what we've got here on screen. Love what these drivers have been doing all race long. So if you haven't already, race fans, go ahead, show these truck drivers some love. Join us in the push to 2,000 subscribers. Drop them a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, David the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by, whether you're just casually sliding through to say hey, or you are the dedicated fan, friend, or family. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you're here. So while you're here, drop these drivers that thumbs up. Give it to them. Show them some love. Tell you what, we're going to move a little bit closer to the front of this field Watch this battle unfold as the drivers make their way back into turn number 3. Field gonna see the 1-0 this time by just 10 to go. You know, I'm starting to look at when these drivers were last on the pit road. I know there's 10 laps to go here. Last to pit road, Darren Clement on lap number 53. That is exactly 22 laps to go on a tank of fuel. He was by himself, excuse me, by himself for a little while and has led a handful of laps right here. He is burning a ton of fuel, as now he is gonna get a challenge on the outside. Greg Olenek, where'd he come from? He led a lap before. He's gonna try to lead one again, and drivers to pit road. Top 4 gonna stay out. That's gonna give us our 16th different lead change of the night amongst 7 different race leaders. Greg Olenek gonna take that top spot. Adam Pettit and Rhett Tucker right there in tow, and they have got the 87 of Nathan Rogie tucked in line right behind them. That's what I was gonna say. These drivers pitted 2 and 3 laps later than everybody that just had to come down for a little more gas. I think these 4 drivers at the front of this field, I think they have enough fuel in the tank to make it. Jeffrey Green, John Herzig, John McMillan Sr., Michael Madden. It's going to be very close for those drivers to make it to the end of the race. I'm not sure if they've got enough in the fuel tank, but what are these 4 drivers going to do? How are they going to approach the end of this race? Is there going to be some fuel saving? Is there going to be some swapping of that race lead? Or will drivers just kind of hang each other out? Last night we seen a late race pass for the race win. Will we see it once again here tonight? Things shaping up to be a crazy wild finish here on the Turn 3 Racing Network Talladega Super Speedway race number 7. Almost in the books. 8 laps remaining here for the 78 of Greg Olenek. Back across the line, 7 laps to go. It's a 5-truck breakaway, the 34 of Jeffrey Green. We seen him almost 1 lap down just a handful of laps ago. And now he's sitting last driver inside of your top 5. Typically, we would do the driver highlights and spotlights with 10 laps to go. We're going to be a little bit late on that one here tonight. But nonetheless, I tell you what, let's go ahead and run it down real quick for you. Greg Olenek right here. Driver inside of that 78 machine out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. Sponsored by the Moo and Brew, Full Throttle Racing, Sports Long, MacArthur, Ford, and Lincoln, Sparkle and Shine, Mobile Detailing, and Silverback Tax Solutions. That Performance Truck Series machine is fired up, running good. Up 21 spots from where he started tonight's race. Olenek in first. Driver lined up right behind him in that second position. Lanexia? We'll just out of Kansas. Adam Pettit. Gonna look to go back to victory lane. Once again in that 58 Sparko machine. Rhett Tucker lined up right behind him. Can Tucker visit victory lane? Back-to-back race weeks here in Swift Motorsports. Just a handful of laps left to find out. How about Nathan Rogie? He's up 22 spots from where he started tonight's race, running in the 4th position. And Jeffrey Green rounds out the drivers inside of your top 5. He's going to be your 4th F-150 driver at the front of this field. It's a Ford dominated show as the boss man gives him the hi, how you doing, hello. 5 laps to go here from Talladega Super Speedway. Olenek leads Pettit, Tucker, Rogie, and Green. John Herdzik had to bring his 12 machine to pit road, so that's going to leave us with just 6 drivers left on the lead lap. John McMillan Sr. off pace 3.8 seconds back from Jeffrey Green, and it looks like John McMillan Sr. trying to catch a tow from a driver in front. We'll take a look back here, trying to see who that is. I do believe that's the 77 of John Peel being listed 1 lap down. Peel being listed the first driver 1 lap down in that lucky dog position back in the 17th spot. He's trying to get a run, trying to get the draft, trying to save a little bit of fuel. See if he can't make his way to the end of tonight's race. Now just 4 laps to go. My goodness, it's about to go down. That's what's going to happen. This is about to, man, I hope you got your popcorn. I hope you got your drinks, your pop, your sodas, whatever it is, because it's about to get real. Olenek keeping the field in tow. These 4 drivers all tucked in line. Looks like Jeffrey Green has fallen off pace. He needs to save some more fuel. Not sure if he's got enough in the tank to make it around once again. We'll keep an eye on that 34 machine. Tough run there for Green. He had a top 5, and he's not going to have enough. He's going to pull the pit road this time by. Your top 5 on track have stayed out. Top 4 got a breakaway, almost a 6-second advantage over Big Mac. John McMillan Sr. sitting in that 5th position, but a fast closing 32 of Darren Clement. He's got a lot of help. We'll go look at this pack of truck drivers making their way up through the field. What a run here by that 49. I can't say enough about what Austin Albritron has been able to do here tonight. He has stepped onto the scene and had an amazing run at a very tough track where you got to have a lot of skill and just a little bit of luck. Right now, luckily, that 15 of John McMillan Jr., he is pushing the daylights out of that 49, but popsicle sticks on display. 2 laps remaining for your race leaders. They stay nose to tail, stacked up 4 deep, going through 1 and 2. They'll make their way off of turn 2, back down the back stretch once again. Nobody really jumping yet, nobody moving. Will we see one of those Revved Racing teammates lined up 3rd and 4th? When will they make the charge? When will they make that run? Will that 58 of Adam Pettit, will he back off a little bit? Will he create a gap and some distance and try to create a run to be able to block the 2-truck run by the teammates behind him? We don't know, but we fixing to find out right here. The field back through the tri-oval, white flag in the air, final lap here tonight from Talladega Super Speedway. Top 4 trucks breaking away from the field. Greg Olenek leads Adam Pettit, Rhett Tucker, Nathan Rogie right there. Tucker gonna pull out in the middle of turn 2. He's gonna side draft that 58 of Pettit. Pettit no choice but to run the bottom. Olenek trying to side draft him and stop the run. Not gonna do it. Tucker moves to the front, drops down to the bottom. They'll take the race lead. Will we see a run back out of that 78 and 58 teammates tucked up with each other, nose to tail, bump draft through the corner. Rhett Tucker sideways a little bit squirrely. Here comes a run by Olenek, trying to use the 7 as a slingshot. Oh my God, 3 wide for the race finish. Rhett Tucker gonna lose out. Here comes Nathan Rogie to the line. Rogie gonna lead at the line. Oh my gosh. We gotta, man. Oh boy. That, oh my gosh. That is a run. Let's check that out one more time. Look at this. through the tribal, 3 wide, 2 wide. Rogie gonna take the top spot at the line. Oh my gosh, waited to the last lap to lead a lap. That's gonna give us 17 different lead changes, 8 different race leaders here tonight. And how about the job done there by that 87 of Nathan Rogie to grab his first win of the season? We're going to watch that one more time. That was too good to miss. Let's go back. How about that? Coming to the line, 2, 3 wide. My gosh. What a run there by Rogie. Golly, what a job. Now that is restrictor plate racing at Talladega. And check this guy out. He's about to burn it down. Celebrating his first race win here tonight at Talladega Superspeedway. Man, what a run. Congratulations, my friend. Tell you what, let's jump a little bit closer. Man, that is a pretty looking machine. Great job by that 87 to walk away with the checkered flag. We're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Get things set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. Back trackside after the brief commercial break here. Talladega Superspeedway did not disappoint once again. What a finish we had here tonight. My goodness, race fans. And I tell you what, let's see if we can't get a few words with some of the drivers involved with that great finish here tonight. Let's see if we can't dial up that 78. Greg, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, bud, how you doing? How you feeling after that one?
A little bummed, man. I thought I had it there at the end, and it just didn't work out. But top 3 is good nonetheless, so could be worse.
Could be worse, could be better too, though, huh?
Yeah, could.
Walk us through that final lap, really, because that's where things kind of started to get a little crazy.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that we were good to go on fuel and pitting a lap later than the rest of the field. We felt pretty confident that we were. So we were really trying to push it to get away from Rhett and Nathan there to make them kind of run out their fuel supply, and didn't seem to work out. And they got a big run, and we let them go down the backstretch because, in my opinion, that was a little too early. So we knew if we got their draft coming back out of 4, we were going to get a big run to go, hopefully to the high side. But lap traffic really made things really tight, and it just got 3 wide. And the 58 went with the 87, and the 87 got the W.
Well, Greg, you're kind of making it a little bit of a habit here in these post race interviews. So congratulations on the 3rd place here tonight. But how are you feeling coming up on these next few races as we get ready to set that chase grid?
Not too sure how I'll do at Iowa. Short tracks typically aren't my thing, but still, can learn a lot during the race. So it's what I'm going to plan on doing there. But a lot of good tracks coming up for me. Charlotte is great, among others. So really liking the schedule, especially if we make the playoffs here coming up here in a couple weeks. So I'm feeling good about it.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on a great run here tonight. It was right there. You had a chance on the last lap, and that's all you can ask here at Talladega Super Speedway. So, again, Greg, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. Before we let you go, though, you want to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in Fort Mills?
Yes, sir. I would like to thank my Rev Racing teammates. We had a great strategy today. Didn't work out for some of us, but nonetheless, me and Adam brought it home with the top 3, so got to thank them. I got to thank my primary sponsor, as always, Moo and Brew here in Charlotte. It's a great restaurant right in Uptown Charlotte, so go check them out if you have the chance. And an awesome diecast and memorabilia company, Full Throttle Racing and Sports. And we also have team sponsors here at Rev Racing as well that I'd like to throw a shout out to: Long MacArthur Ford and Lincoln in Salina, Kansas. We got Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detail and Silverback Tax Solutions. If you have any problems with the IRS, get a hold of Silverback. And also, my loving and beautiful girlfriend for putting up with this.
I hear you, and I know some of the sponsors may get mad, but you push that girlfriend to the top of the list, and she's gonna be happier. Just saying.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it.
All right, my man. Again, congratulations, great run. We'll try to catch up with you in Iowa.
Thanks. Have a good one.
All right, there you have it, Greg Oldnick, right there in the 78 machine. He's going to walk away with another podium finish here in season number 3, and that's going to move us right along the list. Let's see if we can't talk to a former race winner. Let's see if we can dial up the driver that finished in 2nd place here tonight. Let's see if Adam Pettit, it's Dave in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Dave. How's it going, bud?
Good as always. How about you, my man?
Very happy with what just happened.
I was going to say, with about 13 laps to go or so, I was looking and I was saying, Adam Pettit, he's got top 5s in every race he's shown up for, and looks like that may be in danger here tonight. How did you pull off a top 3 with being outside of the top 10 with less than 10 to go?
I'm not a restrictor plate person. I just kind of hung at the back, and luckily my teammates were on board with doing that, and so we just kind of stayed back there most of the race. And then fuel became a very important thing, and we pushed it to as far as we could. And unfortunately, two of our teammates ran out of gas coming to the final pit stop. But me and Greg were able to save enough and made it. And then we were doing what we could while in the lead, just continuing to save. I think I still had a whole nother lap full of gas in there. I think Greg had about a half a lap. So it was a lot of fuel strategy. I wish I could say it was all talent here, but so much of this race was just about the strategy of it.
All right. Well, Adam, the crazy one now done and over with. Everybody, you never know what to expect here at Talladega Superspeedway. But on to the next 3 races here in the regular season. Iowa, it's a short track, 1.5 miles. Charlotte Motor Speedway in the big Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway. How are you feeling about those 3 races, and how safe you feel moving forward into the chase?
Um, Iowa, I like Iowa. Charlotte, I love mile and a halves. Pocono, I'm absolutely terrible at. But I should pretty much be a locked in for the playoffs. So I probably won't spend too much time practicing for Pocono. I'll probably start practicing on the championship or chase races, and hopefully be able to kind of continue what I've been doing so far and be there at the end. If I can make it to the last race, that's really all you can ask for because anything can happen in that one.
Absolutely. So I guess taking a Talladega approach to the rest of the season, because you got to be there in the last lap here. And, well, you were right there giving yourself a shot. So heck of a job with that. Heck of a run all night, Adam. Before we let you go, you want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home in Kansas?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my wife, Brooklyn. She's watching our little boy Colton, so I could come down here and race. Big thank you to her. Thank you to my sponsors, Long MacArthur Ford, Silverback Tax Solutions, and Sparkle and Shine Mobile Detailing. They came on board and have really helped. I'd like to thank Justin and Gary for being admins of the league, and obviously you at Turn 3 for putting on a great broadcast, and my Rev Racing teammates. Sorry.
All right, my man. Well, we do appreciate the kind words. And, Adam, we look forward to seeing if we can't catch up with you again and see if you can't continue this streak of top 5s.
Thanks. I hope to do it, Dave.
All right, well, there you have it. Adam Pettit had to be there with a chance at the end of tonight's race, and that's kind of the strategy he's looking at moving forward through these final 3 regular season races and eyeing his chance at a championship. He's just going to try to be there at the end with a shot and walking away second here tonight. The 58 of Adam Pettit continues that streak of top 5s. On to the man of the moment, the man of the minute, the man of the hour, walking away with his first race win, telling all of these drivers, catch me inside. You can't. Nathan Rogie. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going, man? What a great race at the end. It was kind of a bore fest at first.
These things can get a little bit strung out in single file. Kind of nothing necessarily wrong with it. Gives you a good shot to be there at the end. Walk away with a race win like you did here tonight.
Yeah, it ended up working out, pitting as late as I could and saving on fuel. I couldn't even do a burnout at the end. I was trying. I was out of gas.
Well, fortunately enough, we had some drivers be able to help you push that machine to victory lane so you could celebrate down there with the whole team and everything. But Nathan, walking away now here with your first race win, how are you feeling now that you've got a win in your back pocket? Does it lift any of that monkey off your back or any pressure?
For sure. I've been waiting on that old league win. I haven't had one yet, so it feels good, even though it's Daytona, but it was well deserved, I think. It was a good race between the 4 of us at the end.
Well, 3 very different tracks coming up, Nathan. We've got a short track, Iowa Speedway, a mile and a half at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Then we'll go to the Tricky Triangle before we kick things off for the chase. So now with the race win in your back pocket, how do you feel about those 3 races? And are you going just for wins? Or are you going to try to point your way into this championship chase grid?
I'm always going to try and finish as best as I can, so that's my plan for that. But it feels good knowing that I have the win and can move forward with a W under my belt.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations with your first win in the series, first win in the league here, coming at Talladega Super Speedway here tonight. So before we let you go and celebrate, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Please, I'd like to thank Zombie Team Racing. It was our first race tonight. I'll shout out to Rhett Tucker Racing, obviously. That's my boy. We were doing good the whole race. I feel bad for passing him, but it is what it is. Primary Jeep, Prosper Engineering, Malware Bites, and my girlfriend Chi Chi.
All right, my man. We'll get to victory lane, lift that trophy, and enjoy this race win.
Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
There you go, Nathan Rogie in the 87. Happy with the race win. A little bit I don't want to say, how do I want to say this? It's a plate race, so it kind of anybody's game, but still happy with the fact that he's finally got that monkey off his back, finally lifted the pressure of getting a league win and a race win here in Swift Motorsports. You'll notice that name, Rogie, very familiar name across a few of the series here in Swift Motorsports. So Nathan finally captures the flag and finally gets to victory lane right here at Talladega Superspeedway tonight. Race number 7 now in the bag, now in the books. Not much left to do here from the speedway, but begin to roll up the cords and cut out the lights and get ready for tomorrow night's race right here at 8:05 Eastern on the Turn 3 Racing Network. That's right, Swift Motorsports. Breezy Acres Dairy Farms Xfinity Series going to fire things off tomorrow night. Don't miss that racing action. That's going to get pretty crazy, I can guarantee you. We've had 2 great finishes so far this week from Talladega Superspeedway. Will we see a 3rd crazy finish? I can assure you, it's Talladega. It's probably gonna happen. And producers hitting those buttons in the background, you know those familiar music sounds. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Here in race number 7 at Talladega Superspeedway for Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series, walking away. Checkered flag for the first time, the 87 of Nathan Rogie. Adam Pettit in the 58 going to continue that string of top 5s. He'll walk away with 2nd. Great run also by the Moon Brew 78 of Greg Olenek. He'll walk away 3rd. 4th place tonight goes to the 99 of Brett Tucker with Austin Alberton. The 49 crew walking away in 5th. 6th place tonight goes to the 98 of Hunter Cordier, while John McMillan Jr. slots home in 7th. 8th place goes to Darren Clement. Eric Talent gonna finish in 9th here tonight, and rounding out your top 10, the 20 of Michael Madden. Sean Kozier walking away from the Superspeedway here tonight back in 12th, while Brian Jablonski finishes in 13th. Jeffrey Green going to bring the 34 home in 14th, rounding out the top 15. Big Mac, John McMillan Sr. The 12 of John Herdzik, after contact with the outside wall, he'll bring his wounded truck home in 16th. 17th tonight goes to the 77 of John Peel. Tommy Holt in the 7 machine gonna finish back in the 18th spot. 19th gonna go to the 24 of Jeff Glockner. Rounding out your top 20 here in race number 7 in Swift Motorsports Butt Kicker Performance Truck Series, the 31 of Stephen Ayers Jr. Kevin Haas in the 88 walking away in 21st. 22nd goes to Jeff Snyder. Lee Staples, early trouble here tonight. The 5 gonna finish back in 23rd. Ron Schutte gonna finish back in 24th. 25th goes to David Cameron, and Jonathan Holston rounds out the field here tonight. Big tip of the cap. Thank you. You're welcome for all you do up there in the race control booth. Justin Gann, Gary Wells, keeping all the drivers straight when we have cautions, keeping them where they need to be and lined up all season long. Thank you, gentlemen, for all the hard work you do over there in the race control booth, and can't wait to see a few of you on track once again tomorrow night in the Breezy Acres Dairy Farms Xfinity Series. And well, race fans, not much left to do except get things ready for that one. So with that being said, if you haven't already, drop these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And until then, my friends, stay safe, stay loved. We'll meet ya in Turn 3.